Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, this channel is all about exploring the ancient philosophy of Stoicism and how it can help us lead better, more meaningful lives today. In this video, we're going to dive into the teachings of three of the most well-known Stoic philosophers, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus. Their works have endured for centuries because they address timeless human challenges: how to deal with adversity, how to maintain inner peace, and how to live a life of virtue. So, let's break down what each of them taught and how we can apply their wisdom in our own lives. Seneca, the philosopher of calm and clarity. Let's start with Seneca, a Roman statesman and philosopher. Seneca's writings focus a lot on controlling our emotions, especially in the face of stress and adversity. He believed that much of our unhappiness comes not from external events themselves, but from how we choose to react to them. One of Seneca's key teachings is the idea that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. How often do we worry about things that haven't even happened yet? We let our fears run wild, imagining the worst possible outcomes. Seneca advises us to pause, reflect, and challenge these fears. He encourages us to focus on what we can control, our actions, thoughts, and attitudes, and to let go of everything else. So, the next time you find yourself overwhelmed by anxiety or stress, remember Seneca's advice: stop magnifying the problem in your mind. Instead, try to see things as they are, not worse than they are. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king. Now, let's move on to Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor whose personal journal, later known as Meditations, offers profound insight into Stoic philosophy. Despite being one of the most powerful men in the world, Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of the impermanence of life and the importance of humility. One of his central teachings is the idea that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This resonates deeply with the Stoic belief in focusing on what is within our control. Marcus Aurelius dealt with wars, plagues, and personal loss, but through it all, he practiced this mental discipline, refusing to let external chaos disrupt his inner peace. So, how can we apply Marcus's wisdom today? When life throws challenges our way, instead of feeling powerless, we can take control of our mindset. Ask yourself, what can I control in this situation? Maybe it's your reaction, maybe it's your effort, but it's always something. Marcus reminds us that peace doesn't come from changing our circumstances, it comes from mastering our mind. Epictetus, the philosopher of freedom and responsibility. Finally, let's talk about Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the most influential Stoic teachers. Epictetus believed that true freedom comes from within. He taught that while we can't control what happens to us, we can always control how we respond. His famous line, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters," sums up the essence of his philosophy. For Epictetus, the key to living well was to focus entirely on what was up to us, our judgments, desires, and actions. Everything else, health, wealth, reputation, was secondary. To him, the path to a good life was through practicing self-discipline and accepting things as they are, without attachment to outcomes we can't control. Epictetus's advice is incredibly relevant today, especially in a world where we're constantly bombarded with things that are beyond our control: social media opinions, global events, the behavior of others. His teachings remind us to take responsibility for our own lives and not waste energy on things outside our sphere of influence. So, what can we take away from these three Stoic masters? From Seneca, we learn the importance of managing our emotions and not letting imagined fears rule our lives. From Marcus Aurelius, we're reminded that real strength comes from mastering our thoughts, not from changing external events. And from Epictetus, we understand that true freedom comes from focusing on what is within our control and letting go of everything else. To bring these ideas into your daily life, here are a few simple tips. Practice mental clarity. When you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to assess if you're magnifying the issue in your mind, as Seneca warned against. Take control of your thoughts. Like Marcus Aurelius, remind yourself that your mind is where your real power lies. When faced with a challenge, focus on what you can control, your actions and your attitude. Accept what you can't change, follow Epictetus's teaching by letting go of things outside your control. Instead, channel your energy into what you can influence, your own responses and behaviors. The wisdom of these Stoic philosophers can help us find more peace, resilience, and purpose in our modern lives, just as it did for those living over 2,000 years ago. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this exploration of Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus useful. If you did, please like and subscribe for more Stoic insights. See you next time.